Well, Governor DeWine is getting praise from Ohioans for his handling of COVID-19. A Washington Post poll put his approval rating above every other governor in the country. News 5's John Kosick has been looking at the numbers. And John, all of this is consistent with what we've seen since March.
Yeah, Frank, all along was said that the governors have been the tail wagging the dog in this crisis, taking the lead in it over Washington, and no governor arguably has been more out in front than Mike DeWine. Since his decision in early March to remove spectators from the Arnold Classic in Columbus, a move that would be a precursor to the suspension of all sports nationwide, a week later, Governor DeWine has taken the lead among the nation's governors in the coronavirus fight. He was a Republican governor going where even Democratic governors dared not to go in the early days of this crisis, and his handling of it has brought him national attention. A new Washington Post Ipsos poll ranks him #1 among a cross-section of governors in the handling of the crisis at 86% approval.
Without bias, it's not surprising. We've seen consistently high polling ratings for Governor DeWine since the beginning of the crisis. The poll that we conducted, the Community Research Institute, just the week before this polling data came out, showed a very similar 84% approval of how the governor has handled the crisis, in comparison with about a 51% approval of how President Trump has handled it.
More amazing still is the fact that while 84% of Republicans in Ohio approve of DeWine's handling of the crisis, the number among Democrats, 90%.
This really is quite remarkable, but I think it demonstrates that split within the Republican Party where Speaker Householder and some of the other more conservative Republicans are turning against DeWine because they see opening the economy as something that should be happening faster than Governor DeWine is allowing it to.
But Sutton says DeWine has never been a political leader with his finger in the wind or one likely to bow to political pressure.
Governor DeWine consistently says, I'm going with the science, I'm going with what the health experts say. And of course, we saw the protests that happened recently, including those against Dr. Acton, and Governor DeWine very strongly saying, if you're going to protest against me. I'm the one making the decisions.
And President Trump tweeting in response to this poll today that all these governors enjoying sky-high approval ratings could not in any way have gotten those numbers or had the success without him and the federal government's help. Frank?
Well, along those lines, what's the potential impact of this difference in poll numbers come November, John?
You know, it's too early to say for sure, but for this. At the end of the day, Mike DeWine is still a Republican, still likely to seek re-election in 2022. So look for him to give the president his props as they campaign for the president's re-election in Ohio so far as the president's handling of this coronavirus crisis.
All right. Thank you, John.